Hey, what is up? This is Kristof from Budapest, Hungary, and this is the next video of the series of how I won KBB 2021. This is gonna be my first battle round. Last time we looked at my seeding round, which was rhythmish, dubstep-ish kind of thingy, and this is going to be some jazzy, trappy something mashup. If you like this style and you are one out of 10 who likes this style, because all people shitted and hated on this routine so much, then still you can check out Grizz, for example, G-I-R-Z. Yeah. Grizz, I got some inspiration from him. I love this mashup of funky, jazzy, trappy, rhythmy, squelchy basses, whibs and wobs and webs that I did here. Let's get into this widely unpopular routine and let's see some Easter eggs here and there, and let's see if people gonna hate this video as much as the original. In 3, 2, 1, Beatbox. Let's go. Oh, the reason for that smile and that button smashing, that I messed up the drums like 10 times in a row. And I was like, what? I never do this. What is just happening? And I was starting it and then that was the take. So smiling is always good. It can never hurt. Left and right here, check it. One more time, starts here, goes there. Some percussion, some crash, and already deleted it. These high-pitched snares, higher-pitched snares, and really trappy kicks. As you saw, I just prepared 2 chords for way later because I'm gonna use that in the second drop. So after the solo, when I go to this dubsteppy funky mashup drop, I will use those chords there. But I did the preparation here because it didn't break the flow, and I like to do this. Let's see if I'm gonna keep my time in 120. I think I will, but I like this, that I do 1 minute of preparation, 1 minute 20 maximum, but more like 1 minute, and then the whole routine is just flowing. It's just going like a song. Yeah. See the chords? See the bass? Yeah, no chord but bass. You saw that? See my feet? How I do that is I have a double parallel going on, so 2 different signs, one for the bass, one for the chords, and both having some parallel processing. But the thing is that for that snapshot particularly, I just muted the chord part in the helix and the bass was jumping up 1 octave, so I got this effect if a guy is playing the synths and the bass player is playing the bass, and like they are not moving only together, but they are moving kind of together and then a little bit separately, if it makes sense. So I tried to sound more like a little bit like live, you know, and I loved that idea. So how I wrote this, actually, yeah, I sat down with my piano. You can find this song, That's Live, in my channel in a very different version. It was one of my first uploads. You can find it. Even the chords was different, everything was different, but I used the synth there. And I sat down, wanted to figure out some new chords. Actually, this is a pretty basic chord structure, but the way and the sounds and everything, I think it makes it kind of unique at the same time. So yeah, let's go. I love that space there. Stop.
Hey, listen. Baby, that's life.
Oh, and of course, obviously, if you didn't recognize, the sunglasses are for PsN. He's always wearing sunglasses, or he was always wearing at the time, and I was like, yeah, let's wear sunglasses for him. So yeah.
You know, baby, that's life. Baby, that's life.
About this voice, I know some people are like, what the fuck is this deep, and like this is more creepy than no. For me, why I chose this is that it's like my normal voice and this
deeper voice together at the same time. I don't have a preset now
for it. So these 2 things are together, and for me, it's like weirdly calming. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. for me it's a little bit odd, but at the same time I just felt it's cool, so I went with it. Yeah.
You know, baby, that's life.
Oh, and of course, one more thing. When the vocals coming in, I use a fomented vocal with the electric, the auto-tune, and the MK2, and I wanted the two to match, you know, the rap, the baby that's life, and then the sang part to match with this little deeper kind of thing, which I just liked, yeah.
Baby, that's life. You know, baby, that's life.
Yeah.
Baby, that's life. You know, baby, that's life.
I know it's very different, but shit.
Does it even matter? Do you believe what you see? Which way's better?
Okay, a few comments about this. Again, you can hate or trash on this song. I'm okay with it. I like it. But the things to learn from this is how I manipulate the beat under my singing. So in a band, how things would go, the drummer would play, and probably he would play a fill at the end of a bar. So you know, like, or something. This is pretty shitty, but you get the point. So something to roll the whole thing over and, you know, keep it going. Now I cannot really do that because I'm looping. So I go the other way around, and this is something that I instantly learned about looping by Dub Effects while listening to his music. Taking away the drums, then bringing it back, then taking away, then bringing back with the hi-hats, doing these minimalistic changes. This is what techno and house music is about, by the way. But in looping, this is really, really affecting because you're adding these macro changes to your music, and it's just becoming more detailed instead of just the whole thing going over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, just listen for these, and these are important. Let me go back so you can see. Yeah. No hi-hats. Take away the drums, hi-hats and drums back. Brings a nice groove. And now coming back with the switch up. Okay. Here I'm using the technique that most loopers using all the time. So my part B, my chorus from the verse, I would say, is basically the same chord structure, but something is happening to it. Adding a phaser, adding a slicer. Now I added a tremolo, basically, to make this shaky, wobbly thingy. I also added some reverb to, while having this shaky thing, but still have a continuous sense of notes. I don't know how to say it. So it's not like wop, 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 but it's woo, 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 woo. So it's more full, you know, because this is still a chorus. I added back the crash with the undo button, the tsh, tsh, you know, the cymbals. And also, I added an oscillator bot playing a melody, basically, over the top of everything. Yeah, perfect imitation. But you know what I'm saying. So this big change is happening at the same time, and not just to the harmony and bass, but to the drums, because I bring back that crash that fills up the highs of the whole mix. So although it's wobbling, it's still getting fuller, if it makes sense, right?
Oh baby, that's life. That's life. Baby, that's life.
Bringing back those rap things to get some time to switch between effects and to have a sense of like returning. Now, this was really hard. It was really hard because I'm using a synth kind of effects from the helix going into the electric, and sometimes the electric just didn't really pick up on the notes at all. So because of the synth texture, it's made to pick up on voice thingy, but the synth having so rich harmonics that I guess it's hard to pick up which note is which, and it's like just like, you know, it's doing this glitchy kind of thing, so I had to retry quite a lot because of that glitchy thingy. Yeah, here I asked myself, what would I do if this would be a song? Yeah, I would do a guitar solo, but I don't have my guitar, I don't have anything, so this doesn't even sound like guitarish. Let's do a synth solo, which I can imitate with the autotune plus the synth effects in the Helix. So yeah, this is what's happening. And also I try to make it really melodic and repeated kind of thing. And as you can see, I'm recording here, but I'm going on. So this, in my opinion, this was one of my smartest moves in this routine, to incorporate the part that I want to use later in the drop and incorporate it into this solo and just exert it, go on with the solo, and then use it when it's needed.
Baby, that's life.
Making it chill, no drums.
Baby,
It's so
that's
important.
Life. Baby, that's life.
The story for this, I wanted to do a scratch part. I have a scratch sound that goes pretty nice. It sounds like a scratch, actually. If you don't know it, check my live streams. I use that a lot. I just love the scratch. But I felt like it's just dragging time too much. So I really wanted to do it, but I felt like, nah, this doesn't fit anymore. And yeah, but I was like, let's just use that scratch to add a little bit more attention to, okay, something is gonna happen. Something is like, you know? And for the change, I wanted to make it instant, and I wanted to make it slap and snap and hit you from off guard. But it didn't turn out so well because people hated it. I still like it.
You know, baby, that's...
Yeah. Just listen to Grizz and you're gonna understand.
Baby, that's life.
Everything turns up, coming back with the crash cymbals, modifying that. Infinite variations from the same rhythm. Yeah. So, yeah, this is it for that routine, for that song. I didn't think that this is like the kind of routine that is gonna smash PsN away. No, I thought this is something surprising, something to show that I can be myself and I can keep my own style with heavy basses, but bring it into a totally different context and using sophisticated chords, you know? I would be so happy if people would listen to this song for what it is and not for what they want it to be, if it makes sense. I think one of the biggest strengths that I was really trying to push through is, although there are not so many harmony changes and stuff like that in this song, but still it's just flowing, right? So there's no really stop where nothing's happening. Oh, I didn't check the build up. Let me check the build up if I had it in time.
Baby, that's life. You know,
oh yes,
baby,
1 minute.
Life.
1 minute and I'm already at singing, so
you know,
yeah.
Baby, that's life.
Yeah, so again, under a minute build up, then everything just flowing with the singing, then coming back with the Baby That's Life rapping, right after that hit you with the synth solo, right after that hit you with the total different change. I'm a junkie for variation, you know, I like and I need that kind of sense of like, oh, this is not a loop, oh, this can't be a loop. That's the main effect that I'm going for. Oh, and one more thing for the sound design of this, the notes. You can hear how it sounds a little bit like a sine wave kind of thing, and this was pretty hard because the filter with a high Q on the Helix is just not as responsive as it is on the MK2. But if I do the MK2, I cannot do the chords, so what do? Actually, I packed 2 or even 3, I'm not even sure, filters after each other, so with the boosted Q, it's just becoming more of a note. Then I obviously pitch shifted it to make the chords, and the reason I did this and didn't do anything else because I wanted this dong dong dong, this plucky kind of attack, and what I use as a trigger is the the dry kick to get that plucky kind of thing. Same thing that I used in my Keep Doing It video. If you didn't see that, go check it out. I do the whole routine. I show you what to do, when to do, and yeah. If you like this information and you think it's valuable, you know, just leave a like. Please also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Check my live stream out, my other videos out, the other videos from this series. There's a lot to check in this channel, and it's just growing. So please be part of it, and hope to see you next time when we're gonna go to the routine that I'm one of the proudest about, the second round against PsN. It's called Wake Up. Thank you so much for tuning in.